Hi, my friends. Welcome back to Divinely Empowered to Radiate God's Anointing. I am your host, Dee, and today is the day that the Lord has made, and we purpose in our hearts that we will rejoice and be glad therein. We thank God for this opportunity. I thank God for you guys joining me, and I am glad to be here with you. Today, I want to explore the idea of how sometimes those around us, how they may choose to step away from our lives. And what does that truly mean for us? Sometimes you left feeling, trying to figure out, well, what did you do wrong? Trying to figure out what can you do to make things better. Sometimes you may know the reason they made that decision, and sometimes you're left not truly knowing what caused the separation. And so, what does that mean for us? Where do we go? Let's start. I want to start with uh, St. Matthew's chapter 10, verse 14, where it says, Jesus says, if anyone will not welcome you or listen to your words, shake the dust off your feet. When you leave that town, that home, shake the dust off your feet. This teaches us that not everyone, see, everyone is not meant to be a part of our journey. Um, Everyone is not going to accept us. Everyone is not going to click with us. Um, when someone decides not to be in your circle, that's their choice. That's their choice. Sometimes it could be a reflection of you, but not at all times. It doesn't necessarily mean that it is a reflection of our worth or of your worth. Jesus, he instructed his disciples that we must understand that sometimes folks may not be ready to receive our light, to receive our love. And sometimes it can be painful, trying to navigate and trying to figure out why they made the decision that they made, especially when it's the people that we care about that choose to step away from us, that choose to separate themselves from us. However, we must remember that, that wisdom, there is wisdom in Isaiah 43, um, 18 through 19, which tells us to forget the former things. Don't even dwell on the past. It says, see, because why? I'm doing a new thing. The Lord will have us to know that He sometimes just wants to do a new thing. Everything is not because of something wrong that you have done. Sometimes God does a separating, so that He can do a new thing. This is His invitation to us to sometimes to let go of what no longer serves us, to embrace new opportunities. When someone sits on the sidelines, it opens up a space for us to grow, for us to make brand new connections. We can connect with God. Has all souls are His, He says, but the soul that sinneth shall die. So we can make new connections with souls that are ready to walk with us, that's ready to walk with us on our path. Just sometimes we got to think about it like this. Those who sit and watch from the sidelines, God used them as our witnesses. They sit on the sideline because they no longer want to be a part of our lives. They no longer want to be in our circle. So now they're outside of your circle. So all they can do now is sit back and watch. And God allows them to witness the transformation that takes place in your life. They're going to see how you begin to rise just like the sun rises, early in the morning, how God will raise you up, into this new creature, this new creation. Psalms 34 and 5, it reminds us, those who look at Him, look at the Lord are radiant. Their faces are never covered with shame. So we don't have to walk around in shame, feeling like we've done this wrong, or whatever the case may be. Our journey sometimes can be a source of inspiration for others. That's why we should never be ashamed of our journey, or the path, or the way in which we had to come, the life that we live, the things that we may have done. They serve as inspiration for others, especially when you have overcome these things. It shows them that despite of everything, that you're still able to shine. We have to remember this promise of the Lord. He said those who look at him, they're radiant. We shine bright. And that's just through the power of God. That's nothing we can do on our own. God, his love and his power, it just shines through us regardless of what's going on around us. He empowered us through his divine light, through his love. And that's how we can experience growth and prosperity. And God takes delight in these things when we're able to overcome, and we're able to grow, and we're able to prosper in God. Jeremiah 29:11, it says, "For I know the thoughts. I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. They're plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you hope, to give you a future." God has a beautiful plan for each and every one of our lives, and it leads, it's beyond our understanding. We can't even comprehend it all. But God has this beautiful plan with us. So those who once walked alongside of us, when they decide to take a step back, it's not always a loss. You know what I mean? It's an opportunity for us to still rise from among the ashes. It's an opportunity for us to grow tall. It's kind of like with trees. Like a tree that grows taller when it's not in the shade of other trees, when other trees are not around. It can grow. It has potential. So God takes those moments to strengthen us, to refine our character, to draw us closer to Him. When these things come, most time it's to draw us closer to God, to get us where He wants us to be. Hey, it wasn't your choice, it was their choice. So now they're sitting on the sideline, and they'll be able to witness the transformation. And this is just how God is so awesome. And there'll be even a living testimony to God's goodness, and to God's grace, and to the things that God have done in you and through you. We have to remember that we're still unveiling our true selves, and we're leaning on the empowerment of God. And we don't have to be disappointed when people decide to step away from us. We just have to continue to seek God and embrace His purpose, and, continue to work on building your character, your strength. And like I say, people, they'll witness the change. They can't help but witness and acknowledge that, God is the true and the living God. He'll begin to prosper us, and everything is done in His own time. He orchestrates everything. We just have to sit back and wait on God to do the work. And sometimes He will allow those very same people to reconnect with you. He'll lay it on their heart to just text you out the blue, to just call you out of nowhere, to get an invitation, to meet up. This is just how God do things. And then you won't have no hard feelings. You'll be glad to hear from them. And that is a way to heal old wounds for the both of you. And then God can, through that, He can build an even stronger foundation than what you all had before. We just gotta, once again, lean not to our own understanding. We gotta trust in, trust in the Lord, trust in the power of His might, because once again, we have no power of our own. We can do no things of our own, and we just have to thank God for how He worked things out. He does all things, and He does them well. We have to thank God for every victory, every moment in our life, every achievement, every accomplishment, every opportunity there is that we can go and glorify God. When we can acknowledge that it was His hand that was in our success, it was His hand that mended us and put us back together. It was His hand that caused us to triumph. We can reflect on the light of Christ, and the world around us will see, and they will come to glorify God. And we just have to thank God for all things. We have to thank God for everything He does it, and He does it well. And we just thank God for each and everything. We thank God for how He builds us up, how He strengthens us, and even through the hard times, how He worked all things together for the good of them who love Him and who are called according to His purpose and according to His will. We know that it's a win-win situation for us. Either way it goes, even when we're in the struggle, we still come out on top when we trust Him, when we depend on Him and lean not to our own understanding. So I just wanted to talk about that a little bit, because sometimes these things do arise in our lives, and we become disappointed, and we become weary, and we get tired, and we get upset, and we just don't know what to do. But just let it be, and let God perfect will be done. And I want to thank you again for joining me, and I ask that if this video is a blessing to you, please leave me a comment, please like, please share, please subscribe, please continue to pray for me as I pray for you. And until the next time, radiate and shine the glory of God.